I was working in this fancy world. And then all of a sudden everything crashed on me and then nothing made sense. And that's why I'm doing the work I'm doing right now. I know I'm a mom and I realized there's a lot of trauma that inside me that I didn't deal with. A lot of abuse that happened when I was a kid. It's a culture of silence. It's a culture of not talking. It's a culture of whatever the teacher or the superior says. But the craziest thing is, the more I try to block out, the more I live with it every single day and I deal with it now. The last time when things happened, I really thought I was going to die. I thought it was by a stranger. I got strangled in like an empty space. This is what you see on TV. I was stripped naked and I was about to jump out of the floor just to survive, just to escape. And I was only in seventh grade at the time. I always call that turn my pain into art because for a long time, I was in the victim mindset. I don't care if you're men, if you're a woman, I don't care if the color of your skin. We all go through it. I've worked with people now. They're men. There's so many men. They get sexually abused as a kid, but it's almost like society feels like, oh, it happens more on women. And by controlling me, I cannot change the past. I cannot change the other person's behavior. I was staying at my friend's place on her sofa couch, and I remember waking up one day and he was right next to me. He was only 3 years old. And he was like, Mommy, are we going to be okay? And I was like, No, Mommy just fell. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to get back up. We're going to rise up. Because in my family, in my roots, saying love is very difficult. My grandma never said it to my mom. My mom never said it to me. When I say I love you, Mom, now even now as an adult, she's like, "Oh, you're so gay." But that's because she doesn't know how to handle it.
I wasn't allowed to let my wig slip. The societal expectations for a Black woman are intense, and you don't show weakness. You do not show your humanity, really. And a lot of my suffering was done in silence simply because I felt awkward about admitting that I wasn't as strong as I was pretending to be.
Everything just is. And then it's the culture, the history that puts everything together. Now you create a certain perspective. That's why logic is different for everyone. And once I understood that, it was freeing for me because now I was told that my best job should be a janitor, being put down by the teacher. And when you're in that, when you're in that kind of environment with at that young, the expectation is extremely high.
She suffered in silence. She chose to run away, at, in based on what you said, instead of dealing with things. One of the main reasons why I do what I do now was I was highly triggered during the Diddy um news. The way the news, the social media had so much to say about Cassie. People suffer, and they suffer in silence for a very long time. And to have the confidence to then stand up and advocate for themselves and to be met with such negativity, I don't think that people understand how dangerous that actually is for the people who are dealing with trauma.
But for me, and I don't wish this on anyone, for me, it took me to hit my rock bottom to really look at myself, to really dig deep. And if I excuse my language, but to really look at my shit because I used to blame everyone but me. And, when I look at the Asian culture, even up until today, okay, mental health is still not looked at seriously. They don't believe in it.
To truly exit survival mode, you have to take radical ownership of your life and your decisions and your past. The person who comes out of survival mode cannot be the same person that was operating heavily in trauma. You have to change your mindset in order for you to move forward. And it's hard. Let's keep it real. It's not easy because oftentimes we are rewriting decades.
And I feel like when we could take that frame of mind, that power back in your own
Hmm.
story, now you become the hero. Now you're the main character, where the writer, the character, director, the producer. When I wanted love desperately, that's how I walked into a marriage that was not in harmony with me. You got to look at your shit, because I know people, why people don't want to, because it stinks. And trust me, it stinks. It takes time to clean up. When you know the truth about magic, that's when the magic ends. But when you know the truth about life, that's when the magic begins.
Mm.
And to know the truth about life, you got to understand you first. Don't be afraid to look inside and look deep. Any of the judgments or shame that comes in, you know, invite it to leave. And the way I do it is I acknowledge it, I give it a name, and I said, I got to do some work right now.
You were not built to break, and you damn sure were not built just to survive. Disrupt the cycle, reclaim your life, and thrive on your own terms.